Over 2 years ago, I made a video about this. The Thor's Lightning Strike 12-volt portable air compressor used for quickly airing up the large, manly tires of large and very manly off-road vehicles. And I have used this compressor virtually every weekend since then, and this compressor has become the primary method of airing up my tires on my very manly Jeep, replacing my CO2 tank. Not because it's faster than my CO2 tank, because it's not, but because driving down to the CO2 store every couple of weeks to refill the CO2 tank was not only a pain in the bitch, but in these troubled times of which we find ourselves, it is also very expensive. And as often as I go off-roading in my very manly Jeep, after less than 12 months, not only did this little red beauty pay for itself, but it then started saving me between $400 and $600 of monies every year versus using CO2 to air up my very manly Jeep tires. And it's not just me, but several of my off-roading buddies and budettes have also purchased this exact same compressor after seeing how well it has performed for me over the last 2 years. And just to be clear, the Thor's Lightning Company did not send me this for free 2 years ago. I paid full price for this air compressor with my own monies that I saved up all by myself. But then one day, about 6 months ago, my friends at the Thor's Lightning Corporation of Minnesota, USA, sent me at no cost this. The new, updated, better, stronger, faster Thor's Lightning Strike air compressor so that I could compare it to the older version that I had been using and so that I could share it with you, my favorite viewer. This one just happens to be the officially licensed Jeep version, but fear not, for they also make a non-Jeep version that works just fine with any Bronco or Toyota or whatever it is the girls are driving off-road these days. Anyway, in this video that I promise to keep very short and to the point, I will compare this newer and updated version to the features of my older original version Thor's air compressor, and I will also compare it to the ARB twin motor onboard air compressor, the fastest air compressor that ARB makes. But first of all, allow me to talk about the price. The non-Jeep version of the updated, new and improved Thor's Lightning air compressor costs, as of today, around $450 of monies. The Jeep version usually cost about $100 more monies, but as of today, it's only about $450 of monies also, and either will cost you even less monies if you use the coupon code NOTARUBICON at checkout. And for your clicking and purchasing pleasures, I will put an affiliate link in the details section of this video below that you can use to either purchase the non-Jeep version or the officially licensed Jeep version, like mine, or to just look up more information and specifications about them. And not only that, but do you hear that? Can you hear that? Do you know what that noise is? Do you hear it? My friend, that is the sound of some people, which have never been off their couch, much less off-road, in their entire lives, furiously banging their Cheetos-stained fingers against their keyboards in a frantic race to be the first one to leave a whiny, bitch-ass comment complaining that this is too expensive. So allow me to just point out that the ARB twin motor under the hood compressor costs almost $900 of monies, not including the cost of having it installed or the extra cost of heavy-duty connectors and hoses. And for some people about to leave a comment proclaiming that you can buy a similar looking compressor for half the price that is just as good, allow me to point out that they would be wrong, because those cheap-ass compressors do not have the 3-year warranty like the Thor's Lightning compressor, nor do they have all the features that the new and improved Thor's Lightning compressors come with, starting with this very nice, heavy-duty, padded protective carry case. As mentioned previously, I have the Jeep branded version because I have a very manly Jeep. But if you have not yet reached the pinnacle of Jeep life, you can get the non-Jeep version that doesn't say Jeep on it. And this is not some cheap little canvas bag that will just rip apart the first time you use it. This is actually surprisingly nice. The new version of the Thor's compressors also come with a very heavy-duty 9-foot-long power cable with very heavy-duty clamps, way more durable than the older version and way better than those other lesser air compressors. It also has a 120 amp, very heavy duty Anderson connector that you could use if you wanted to optionally hardwire the compressor into your vehicle. It has a 22-foot long air hose, plenty long enough to reach all 4 tires of pretty much any off-road vehicle, and it has a quick connect fitting that you just push on and pull off. The compressor has a large, easy-to-read digital LCD screen that works extremely well in bright, direct sunlight, and it displays the current pressure of the tire whilst it is airing up in real time, as well as your target air pressure, and it also has a little voltage indicator that shows how well the battery in your vehicle is holding up. But to avoid running your battery down, as you probably already know, it's best to leave your engine running whilst using any air compressor. To air up a tire, just punch in the pressure you want your tire to air up to using the very simple control buttons on the front. Connect the hose to the little black nipple thingy on your tire and press the go button on the front of the compressor. The compressor will then automatically air up the tire to your desired air pressure whilst you stand around looking cool. There is no need to bend down on your hands and knees the whole time, squeezing the inflator trigger and checking the air gauge every 30 seconds, like some kind of a loser, as you would have to do with a lesser air compressor. And in case you are wondering, you only need to punch in the desired air pressure once, because the compressor will remember the pressure that you set. For all you air compressor dorks and know-it-alls, the compressor has a maximum output pressure of 150 psi, which is about 30 psi higher than the original version, and at 0 psi, the compressor has a CFM of 10.6. The compressor has a 75% duty cycle. Thor says that means it can run continuously for about 45 minutes, and although I can't imagine ever having to run it that long, I have run mine close to that long whilst airing up other people's tires, and it has never once, not once, ever overheated or shut off. And mayhaps the best feature of this compressor, when compared to the older version, as well as when compared to most other air compressors, this air compressor does not turn into a flaming hot lava plate when you use it, meaning that you won't burn off your hands and arms every time you get anywhere near it, because it has a newly designed airflow architecture and it has these insulating covers that do not get hot. They get warm, but they do not get hot enough to permanently disfigure your hands and arms if you get too close, like with most other air compressors. As you can see, the older version, like pretty much most air compressors, reaches human disfiguration temperature after only a minute or so, whereas after even several minutes, the new and improved Thor's Lightning compressor barely breaks 108 degrees. I take my tea hotter than 108 degrees. But what everyone wants to know, and this is really the most important thing about any air compressor, is how fast will it air up my tires? Using my new and improved Thor's Lightning air compressor to air up this 35-inch off-road tire from exactly 10 psi to 30 psi, it took 1 minute and 50 seconds. And remember, that was 1 minute and 50 seconds of usable time, because when using the new and improved Thor's Lightning air compressor, you can walk away and chit-chat with all of the trail sluts, who will all be very impressed that you don't have to kneel down and babysit the compressor whilst airing up. For comparison, using this new fancy ARB dual motor compressor that, after installation, costed well over $1,200 of monies, to air up that exact same 35-inch tire from 10 psi to 30 psi took about 1 minute and 18 seconds. So it was about 30 seconds faster than the new and improved Thor's Lightning air compressor. However, the ARB will use 1 minute and 18 seconds of your life that you will lose and you will never get back, because that entire time you have to bend down on all fours like some kind of a chud babysitting the compressor, which could result in very aggressive ridicule by the trail sluts. So if you are shopping for a new off-road air compressor and you desire something with a long warranty that won't fry off your fingertips, allows you to impress the trail sluts, and is fast but not super expensive, then the new and improved Thor's Lightning Strike air compressor might just be the air compressor for you. Jeez.